Thank you very much for listening. Tonight we are adding something a little bit different to the Techopia Live aspect because we are here again at the Innovation Center at Bayview Yards, and we are celebrating a Startup Garage Rally, an opportunity where Startup Garage is pulling together the whole cohort and celebrating them and also recognizing all the hard work that they've done. So what I like to do and what I did do is pull together a few of the key people here. There is a ton of them in the other room. You don't see them now because they're loud, and so we came here where it's nice and quiet, and I pulled a few key people together. First things first, Nolan, you play such a key role, of course, in putting all of this together. First things first, let's talk a little bit about this cohort, about Startup Garage, and what is great about bringing everybody together here tonight and celebrating all the hard work that's been done.
Thanks, Carlo. So again, tonight was our Startup Garage Rally. We present our latest cohort, which was 13 companies this year, to the entrepreneurship community. We had a wide variety of people in the audience, from our past alumni to the mentors, speakers, sponsors, as well as many of our partners in the region, and a number of folks who are just curious about entrepreneurship, looking to learn more and see some great companies. We had, again, all 13 companies pitched their business and get a chance to showcase and really share what they've done throughout the summer. And so that's really what this event was all about. And I think it went very well. All the pitches went off, stayed on time. Actually, no real technical glitches. So far, I would say definitely a success. The room was packed. I think there were only a couple empty seats. So that means we were almost 200 people there watching and learning about these next up-and-coming businesses.
Well, once again, congratulations on all the hard work that you've done. I know it is amazing to see all the talent and all the dedication of these entrepreneurs. Here next to me, I have one of your mentors, which plays such a key role, and once again, make the most of all the insight that you have and doing so much for the business community. And also, you have walked the talk, so to speak. Here we have Susan Grant from iBionics. Susan, maybe you can share a little bit what you as a mentor get out of being a part of something like this, and maybe what is some of the key questions and maybe challenges that you feel that has come across your desk, or some of the questions that's been asked to you from some of these entrepreneurs?
Thanks, Carlos. That's a really great question. When I think about my experience with mentees, I think, that enthusiasm and that energy that these entrepreneurs have and the belief they have in their mission, it's contagious. So when I get in a room, I really enjoy spending that time together. And what's kind of interesting, although I talk to people doing lots of different businesses, you find that they're having the same problems that you've had yourself, which is kind of like, oh goodness, how can people be doing different things, be experiencing the same? So when we think about, being an entrepreneur, you're trying to move new technology or new social ideas at light speed, and you're trying to make that happen with human beings. Thing is, adoption and collaboration happen at human speed. So our entrepreneurs, we all get a little bit frustrated because we want things just to happen right now in the schedule that we want, because we write something down and say, here's our goal, and we've got to meet it. And I think kind of some things that that I saw as trends that were interesting were, the settling out of roles between co-founders. Tech transfer offices, they're a little more bureaucratic sometimes than the entrepreneurs are. Understanding and sorting out the intellectual property. I mean, these are challenging, complex things to sort out, and they're really not the job per se of the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur needs professional guidance and help, but they're trying to figure it all out at the same time. So it's the same for every single entrepreneur, regardless of what they're doing. Some of these problems are very much the same. But I just love being part of it, and it's kind of almost validating for me to say, oh yeah, I've been there, I remember that. Oh, that was so painful. Yeah, you just got to go through it, but you'll get through it, and surround yourself by the amazing people. I have to say, Nolan, you're just doing, yeah, you're doing a great thing for the community here in Ottawa. We're also proud that you've got this ability to pull people together, and you're a true leader, and I wish you all the luck in the next steps. Love the pitch today from Transparent Kitchen. You know, I get it right here. I have a background in restaurants at one of my previous lives, but I'm going to let somebody else talk now and pass it back to you, Carlos.
Well, thank you, Susan. You know, it's wonderful that your, once again, background and expertise is being shared with this entrepreneurial community. I'm sure Nola can speak to that. So many of the mentors play a key role in that. And that is what's wonderful about our community. People are willing to help each other out and share that insight, and really, hopefully, making the path forward a little bit easier for you and faster as well. Because why bump your head against the same specific problem that another entrepreneur had if they can share that insight with you? So let's talk a little bit about one of the companies here tonight that pitched also, and we're very excited about the future for them as well. Fraser, you are CEO, co-founder of Transparent Kitchen. Now, it sounds awesome when you hear Transparent Kitchen. What does that actually mean? So if you want to share that a little bit with our Techopia Live audience.
Well, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I worked in restaurants my whole life, right from grade 9 onwards, and I also went to school for international economics, where you learn about theories of information fundamentally. And what drove me absolutely crazy, though, is while working in a restaurant as a chef, a busboy, and then eventually as a server and manager, it didn't matter what restaurant, didn't matter how great it was, people would come into the restaurant and know so little about the dish that they were sitting down to eat. And the problem is that they only really have 2 options to educate themselves on that. And that's one is the traditional review-based model, where you can go on a TripAdvisor, Zomato, and read about food rather than seeing the food. And then the other option is to go on the restaurant's website directly, and what you end up is on a PDF menu. And how can a static PDF menu possibly do justice to this craft, to the art of some of our partner restaurants? So very simply, we've built a beautiful interactive menu that gets embedded right on our website, our partners' websites, and on Facebook. So if you scroll down, actually, you can select your city, scroll over to a few others, and you can actually click on, here, if you go down, and click on that dish, for example. Just tap it. And so this will take you to one of our interactive menus, and you can actually browse left and right to see. You're on your phone there.
Yeah, I'm on my phone, so it's mobile. So it's
just left and right, and you can see some of the beautiful dishes that we do. So we do the software and the photography. And what's beautiful is that we've monetized the PDF. These restaurants have built beautiful brands that attract between 5 to 8 to even 10,000 views per month. And at this point, the 80% of them are bouncing. Yeah. So our long-term plan right now is we have a monthly subscription program for these restaurants, for the suppliers, the retailers themselves. But because of this untapped traffic, there's a huge opportunity here in the e-commerce and digital advertising space, where you have wineries, breweries, distillers, coffee makers, and the suppliers themselves that where better place than put your product next to the top chefs that are using that product or that restaurant that's serving your wine, and we can now link it door to door through our partners.
What I really love, what you said also in your pitch earlier was, once again, with some of these big box stores and some of the big names that Amazon, that's getting into the grocery industry as well, it's so valuable to give restaurateurs and restaurant owners the ability, once again, to really showcase the hard work that they do and give them the opportunity to really be competitive within the market space. And it's amazing how easy, how simple this really seems, but how important this really is, and you don't really know it until you really provide that solution. So congratulations on that. That's pretty awesome. Nolan, back to you a little bit. Just last kind of recap a little bit. What's the future for Startup Garage a little bit? What's the next step now? The next set of cohorts can apply and now get things ready again. What's this next step? And for anybody out there that hasn't heard of Startup Garage just yet, what can they do to get involved?
So the next step right now is a bit of a break. We do primarily run our program over the summer because we're a student accelerator based out of Ottawa. We do support Université as well. A new building, this complex right now on the LRT station that'll be on campus. It's going to be great, and there will be an entrepreneurship space dedicated, or the entire first floor will be dedicated to entrepreneurship with a maker space, with a co-working space, and so that's really what's the very exciting next step for Startup Garage. Again, we want to continue supporting young entrepreneurs as they journey, as we steer them on a path of entrepreneurship and not going to get a job, not working their co-op at an office, but here in an incubator. Our alumni group is getting stronger. It continues to grow. And not only have the businesses that have gone through the program seen some success, we also have now, I think, 3 or 4 rather successful entrepreneurs who went through our program, failed with that business, but now have started something new because we've set them on the path of entrepreneurship. They've learned their lesson from whether it's failed businesses or pivoted opportunities into something new. And so we're now seeing that alumni group continuing to grow, continuing to get stronger. And as Joe Irvine, the founder of Startup Garage, just said, our alumni group is now 13 people larger. So that's really what's next. In terms of getting involved, our applications usually don't open until October. If you're an aspiring young entrepreneur, if you want to mentor, please feel free to reach out. Our Twitter is probably our most active social media. And again, we are always looking for different types of mentors. What I think is what is fun from my perspective, but still challenging, is that Startup Garage is aggressively horizontal. Many of the accelerators and incubators focus on specific verticals, whether it's SaaS or mobile or certain types of industry. We had a whiskey company, we had Transparent Kitchen, we had 3 companies in the healthcare space, and a subscription snack box company. So we're all over the place. It's a lot of fun because I get to learn so much about so many different industries. But it does become a challenge when finding mentors for these specific verticals. Suzanne was great because she's one of the few entrepreneurs in the city right now. We have a few of those, and she was really able to help with that. A business like Transparent Kitchen is great for Ottawa because you've got SaaS and you've got e-commerce, and I think those are the 2 things that Ottawa does best right now. So we were able to find some great mentors for Transparent Kitchen, and I do hope, and I genuinely feel that they've added some value to their company. So that's really what's next. If you want to get involved, please reach out through social media, and our applications will open in the fall. Thanks, Carlo.
You're welcome. So there you go. For those of you, thank you once again for joining us here on Facebook. An opportunity for us to showcase more of the amazing tech that's happening in this city. And most importantly, the amazing individuals that's coming together as a community and doing some really awesome things. So all the best to you, Fraser. We look forward and seeing more Transparent Kitchens out there as well. Nolan, thank you for all the hard work that you're doing. And Susan as well, thank you very much for, once again, doing some amazing things with iBionics as well, and also mentoring and guiding these entrepreneurs. Thank you so very much. So for all of you that's watched this, thank you very much for joining us. Make sure that you join us on techopia.ca. If you haven't done so already, join us either on Mondays or Wednesdays to look at all the information that we share about our amazing tech community. We look forward to seeing you